Y'all, my name is Elise. Welcome to this channel. Thank you all for viewing, liking, commenting, and subscribing to this channel. Thank you all so much. With that being said, let's get into this video. So this is a part two to the video that we already did, me and Maya. So Maya still has some things that she want to say because she's very passionate about these children. So Maya, briefly we started talking after we finished recording and you still had things to say. So we got on the subject matter of you say these children lack basic needs. What do you mean by that?
So you know how we used to get talked about if we didn't have the latest or designer things? I don't know when this generation became so rich. However, they want to wear they Asics this and all the designer.
Asics?
Yes, you remember those used to be at Kmart.
That's designer now?
Yes, Asics and Louis Vuitton this and Christian Dior that. These is middle school kids. So not only do they have to compete with this stigma, these kids are lacking basic things. Coats, shoes, clothes, hygiene products. They they lack basic things. And the uniform thing couldn't be more than that couldn't be the best that could have been the best thing that ever happened to them because they have to wear these uniforms but they lack that. So the basic things that will get them through that they need, they don't have. Uh, it's just, I just feel like I don't know when the ball got lost. I don't know where the ball dropped at in when it came to these young kids today. But it's very heartbreaking to watch them try to come into school and they already are behind and they can't get on board with what's being handed to them. They're not on the grade level they're supposed to be on. But then on top of that, they got to fight with everybody else because they lack those basic things: coats, shoes, and stuff, hot water. These kids come in here, and you have to be a guidance counselor when you to these kids. You got to be a therapist. You got to be the mama. You got to be the teacher. You got to be all these different things to these kids, and that's what they look for when they come to school. Just to come in here and be a kid. This is the only place they can be a kid. You
At
know what I
school.
mean? At school. It's the only time they can be a kid because when they leave here, when they leave school, they're the parents. They are the parents. And it's sad, and I keep trying to find different ways that I can be a force for these kids. Be somebody they look to. I be the best day, the best part of their day when they walk in that door. Them kids jump all over me, tell me about their day. They had me toe up when I leave out of that school. It's
So
had
what
some more
meaning?
people. Um, what I mean by that is the things that they tell me or that they disclose to me is so heartbreaking because I'm a parent, I'm a mother too. And I just can't imagine Aiden or Mariah not having these basic things or uh, have to go through a daily thing of trying to figure out how they're going to take care of each other. If that makes sense, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
These kids are
They
11
might
years
come
old.
from abusive households
They do.
or don't
Some
have
of
a
them do.
stable household.
Right? They
And then
don't.
I mean, you've had students who are evicted, who parents are drug addicted and they're, thrown from house to house to house. You have such a big heart. Like you taking money out of your own pocket to clothe these children. They're calling you on your personal phone on the weekend, telling you that they're hungry. Yes, true story. They're
Mm-hmm.
calling Maya, telling her that they're hungry, their teacher, and she's taking them something to eat on the weekend. She's buying them clothes and shoes. There was even a time where she called me, practically in tears, telling me about her students. And I, along with some of my coworkers, did some stuff for these kids. Why? Because they're kids. They
Right.
can't help the position that they're in. They can't help that. And I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful that the children were comfortable enough to come to you.
Mm-hmm.
A boy, a young boy,
Mm-hmm.
telling my sister, can he buy her this? Can she buy him this? He don't have this. And my sister, me, and my friends, my coworkers, we sprang into action. It's sad out here. Tell the people a little bit about your parent teacher conference last week. You called me late at night. I think I was still at
Oh,
work, and you said it was horrible. It took everything in you
it
to keep the
did.
pause to yourself.
Yeah, it did.
You can't go backwards. You
I
moving forward.
can't. I can't. Um,
Spitting on you because they're so angry.
yeah.
Let's talk
Oh,
about it.
okay. So, without going into too much detail, again, I'm like I was telling you, I'm at a new school, and at this school that I'm at, I knew there were some deficits there. When I got there, I could see it. Um, the work that I give them, like I said, the curriculum that we teach from, it's not for us in the first place. So I always have to go in and modify the work. But once being in that space, I understood what they could comprehend and what they couldn't comprehend. So I condensed it down to your nephew. I condensed it down there. And
And my nephew is in the third grade. She teaches sixth grade.
yes,
These kids are on the third grade level and they're in sixth grade.
yeah, yeah. So I took it down to third grade, and with me doing so, I still modified the assignment, even it being at that level, to, take its line, literally be able to take it line from line with them so they can grapple with the information. And this assignment should have took us 1 day, 2 days to do. It took us 10 days. I gave them 10 days to do the assignment. It's not like I was sending them home with stuff to do, because even when I send work home, and these parents know that some of the kids can't read, when I send work home, the parents are sending work back wrong. So I stopped sending homework home, period.
So
We
the
do
parents
it.
doing the work wrong.
Yeah. They doing it wrong too. No judgment. No judgment. So I just said, okay, the school supplies us with computers. All the work that we're going to do is going to be on the computer. I need you guys to put pencil to paper. So every day when they come in my classroom, they have a do now on the board and an I can statement. They must write this down as soon as they walk in. It's only 5 minutes, but I give them 7 minutes. I don't care if you don't answer it. Get it on your paper and put it in your notebook. So
What
this
is
is
due
how
now and
do
I
now
can
is
statements?
a do now is something to get their, it's activate their prior knowledge. So it's a build upon everything that we're learning. So I might have on there do now. Think, because I'm teaching geography. Tell me about a time or a place that you might want to live where you wanted to go. Okay, this is tying back to the five theme of geography location. So that's just an example. So they have to tell me about a time they wanted to go somewhere, or tell me about a place that they want to go. So with them doing that exercise, this is activating their prior knowledge, and it's going to build upon what we're going to learn for today. The I can statement is basically the standard that I'm teaching. So say I'm talking about geography, and this is talking about location and place. Your I can statement might say something like, Mr. Help, I can tell you what Mr. Help means and why it is a part of the five things of geography. Okay, meaning like movement, region, human environment interaction, location, and place. So this I can statement that I have on the board, by the end of this class period, you should be able to tell me what this means on an exit ticket. But before you get into the classroom, before we even get in the
What's the
lesson,
exit ticket?
it's telling me that I know what you learned something from the day, from whatever we did.
That's on the computer?
No, it's a piece of paper. They gotta
Oh,
write something. They gotta write. That's the only time I'm gonna get them to write. You gotta write your do now, your I can statement, and the exit ticket.
okay.
Other than that, everything else is on the computer because I know that they can't read. I know that they can't write. I know that these are issues. So if I put your kids on the computer, taken from what my daughter showed me from when she was in the second and third grade, she can talk her answers into the computer. So I'm
It's
not giving them
crazy.
any kind of leeway of saying why they can't. And these kids need to be able to give me at least 5 sentences for a paragraph. You have to be able to at least give me a paragraph because it's gonna get to the point I'm gonna have you do research. You're gonna have to be able, you got a rough draft, something. So I'm trying to just get them in the habit of doing these things. So that do now activate your prior knowledge to get you going into this lesson because now you know you learned this yesterday. You're telling me what you learned yesterday and is due now. Now we getting into this assignment. So when I get you through this assignment and we going through Google Classroom, I'm literally walking you through all of this work. I say all this to say the assignment should have only took 1 to 2 class periods. It's third grade work. These kids decided they wasn't gonna do it. There was no reason for it not to get done. And I gave you 10 days and we did it in class and we did it as a class. There was nothing for you to go home and do. Well, I had some kids who just refused to do the work. So when parent teacher conference came, parents came in there riled up at me because they got an F. I've been calling you, telling you they're not giving me work. I'm posting on Class Dojo how I don't take late work if they in class. Only way they can make up these assignments, if they was absent, they can make up each day that they was absent. They get the day to make up their work. But 10 days is crazy. I'm not taking no late work. I'm not doing late work. I have a life outside of here as well. And I've been communicating to you that they're not doing it. So, needless to say, parent was upset, angry. I have pink slips. What's a pink slip? Each time your child failed to do their work, I make them fill out a pink slip and tell me why they didn't do it. On top of this pink slip, if it's just getting to the point where you're not giving me nothing, I have you fill out a reflection sheet. The reflection sheet is telling me why you didn't do it, why haven't you done it, what can you do about it, what are you gonna do about it, all of this. Your child chooses to fill out pink slips and reflection sheets instead of doing my work. Now you in here mad at me, up in my face here, yelling, screaming, and cussing. I said, ma'am, I'm not taking her late work. I'm not taking it. Sorry. She can't make it up. How you gonna tell me this? She a pleasure in class, but she got an F in your class because she rather play. I record the kids, so I start pulling out the video. Like this, what she do in my class? This what she doing? She playing. She could have did her work. She chose not to do it. She didn't like that, and she was here. So the principal had to come in and intervene because as she was hollering and cursing, I was looking like this. So she could have kissed me if she wanted to.
That's crazy.
So you know me, I can't hide nothing in my face. So I was looking and I was praying because her child was still sitting here. And I'm like, you don't even know I'm a whole fool you talking to right now. But I'm gonna try to keep it professional. The amount of disrespect that I have to, the amount of disrespect that teachers take from these people too is it's crazy. That's crazy.
One more crazy story. You called a parent because I believe I forgot what the child was doing. and the parent was smoking in the background, not
and was
listening to what you
off
had to say,
for the day.
and you were requesting to see the parent. Can you do that reenactment?
Well, due to FERPA and idea, I cannot. However, I will
Skip it,
say
minus
that
the name, minus the name.
um okay, let me
Let's
do
give
it.
a fictitious name because this was absolutely hilarious. I couldn't believe it.
Okay.
Let's give a fictitious name. What she was saying in the background.
Okay. So this student is off the chain every day. And this
This is
day, I
sixth
don't put
grade.
yes, I don't put kids out my class. I don't care how you acting. I don't put you out. So if I put you out, that means I can't take it because I'm big. I'm childish myself. So I love the kids. That the ones that they say bad be my favorite ones. But this one always on 10. I told him no, get out. You gotta go. I'm writing you up. You gotta go out of here. Called the parent. Had been calling the parent for weeks now. But when I finally got the parent on the phone, the parent say, "Yeah, mm-mm. I mean, I'm off the day, but I ain't gonna make it. Quay, get the blunt."
Now it's Quay is not the child. Quay is
Right.
somebody in her background while she's on the phone with you, her
Yes.
child's teacher.
Quay,
She's
get the
telling
blunt.
somebody to pass the blunt.
I'm like, she like, I mean, I'm off work, but I ain't gonna make it today. I said, okay, well, he can't come back to my classroom until I have a meeting with you. She was like, oh, okay, because I worked the day after that and the next day. Then it's gonna be the weekend, so I don't know. I said, okay, well, he can't come back into my class until I meet with you, okay? And she was like, all right. Hung up, still ain't met this parent.
You still have not met this parent. So is the child still not allowed in your classroom?
Yes, I let him in. I bought him a notebook. I bought him a notebook. I bought him a pen, a folder, and now he have to sit at the desk next to me just like this every day. I tell him, I said, come in, come up. He can't take none of his supplies out of my class. I put them in my drawer. And I said, come get your stuff. And come sit right here, right next to me. I said, because I'm not calling there no more. I'm not calling. And I said, you tell her whatever you want to tell. Have a seat right here. So I have to get on them like that because I know what I'm dealing with. And I said, "What?" I said, "You really smart. You a smart kid." I said, "You want too much of my attention. You
And you
wanted
talk
my
to him
attention,
just like this.
yes." I
Mm.
said, "You wanted my attention. Now you got it. Sit right here." I give instructions, and then I said, "Come on, let me see what you can do." And he be like, Miss Reeves, I ain't trying to hear nothing. 5 sentences right now. Give them to me. I can't spell it, sound it out. I said, long as you got them letters there, I'll be able to figure out what you're trying to say. We'll go back over spelling later. Put it on paper, pencil to paper. Now, I'm starting my timer, and you better have something on here when I'm done. And then he said, and what you gonna do if I get it right? I ain't gonna do nothing. I might give you a piece of candy. Let's see. I don't know. Get it done, answer questions, reading my work. I opened up my desk and I said, I'm not going in there and get you a snack. Okay. I'm gonna see you
Okay.
7th hour.
Back to the Spare East Side, in private conversations, you were saying how, how we were growing up in school. We used to have movie day and all this other kind of stuff where the teachers used to bring in movies and we used to watch the movies. So you said you wanted to bring in the movies, Dangerous Mind or Let Them See, uh, Lean on Me, and all that other kind of stuff. And you said that the administrator said no. Children cannot watch Dangerous Minds. The children cannot watch Lean on Me because it's too mean.
And you
What
know
does
what I
that
did?
mean?
And you know what I did?
What?
I found YouTube clips and showed them the parts that I needed them to see.
That's how you do that.
And I
That's how
said, this
you
is a
do
current
that.
event. I ain't show the movie. I showed the clip.
Okay. Are
And
you
my lead came
serious?
over in my class and she was looking and just blinking. And I looked. I said, I'm trying to get some act right. This is how I talk to them. And this is why the kids, they gave me stank because they had like maybe 8 teachers before I came. They gave me stank. Now they see I can't be
You talking
moved.
like the kids now. They gave you stank.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get back regular. But this is, I can't. That's how I talk. And this is how I talk to them.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to clean it up. And I tell them all the time, I speak a lot of colloquialism. However, when it's time for me to show you who I am on paper, I'm that girl. Now, me in your face, I'm your auntie. I'm your cousin. I'm the cousin that's at your mama house when she over there having that party all loud and crazy. That's me in here about my work.
That's right.
So I talk to
Hmm.
them just like that. So that gets me brownie points with them. They say I'm cool. I'm this and that. I'm relatable. I'm a parent too. And I want the best for you though. So I will go, I'll go through there and get in trouble just to prove my point, to show you how I'm here for you. So I show up for you, I need you to show up on my work. And it's we celebrate the little wins. If I can get a paragraph, I'm cool. If I can get my work back, even if it's wrong, if I can get some of it back so I can see what you know, we can build on that. But I can't, you got to give me something. So now they got them F's and them D's. They actually earned them S and D's. So it's a little different. And now I'm like, okay, I'm going to let them, I'm using some of the accommodations that I got from Mariah. I'm implementing that in my classroom. So I'm letting them give me verbal responses because I know that they can't put it on paper. But I'm not going to tell them what they can't do until they show me what they can't do. So we just go different routes to getting there.
That is a problem because you have to make all of these accommodations because the teachers before you are just passing them along. What do you mean they can't put pen to paper? What do you mean they can't read? What do
They
you
can't
mean
even
they
use
can't
a
write?
pen. They can't use pens, but they use pens in my class. I say you. I have cursive letters on each desk because what I keep telling them is you cannot print nothing because if you try to print something on a check or anything, it's void. You need to be able to create a signature. You need to at least sign your name, be able to sign your name. And even if you can't write it, you need to understand it. So sometimes I write in cursive. Sometimes I just implement these different things. I tell the kids, we're not gonna worry about what they didn't do. You in my hands now. It's like Allstate. You in good hands, baby. Around here, I
That's
got you.
right.
So I'm making headway through with them. I just know after meeting with these parents, I know what they dealing with. I can understand it. I've gave them the professional side of me. I've gave them the hood side of me. I've gave them every side that they needed to see and let them know, hey, you can make it out of this situation. You can overcome this. It's a lot of successful people that came out and they couldn't read, count, nothing. But once they made it, they got it. But we're gonna prevent you from getting there. I got you right here. Let me help you get you here where you need to go, and you're gonna be good. I hope that if I stick around here, that I'm able to loop with them. I would want to loop with them.
What does that
Like
mean?
I would want to go to 7th grade with them, and then I would
Okay.
want to go to 8th grade with them.
Okay.
I would want to loop this group. I would want to loop every year with them.
Okay.
Now, would that happen? Probably not, but I would want to. I feel like because from what I'm getting and because where I started and where I am now, we've made some headway, and I feel like The parents need to do check-ins because it's not all the kids' fault. It's not all the parents' fault. It's some of these other staff members' fault because again, some of these people is just not teaching either. You
Let's
know
talk about it.
that they're not teaching. They give you stuff on Keisha that's made up. So I don't know how you want a child to excel when you put something that's generated in a computer and you give it to them and you ain't taught them this. So how do you expect them to grapple with that? That's why you need to be teaching from the curriculum. I shine lights on everybody. It's not just their fault. They're not teaching either. Some are. You get somebody like me, I'm gonna teach your child. I'm gonna make sure I teach to a whole child, not a partial one. And the way it's set up, I tell people, you got high kids, you got middle kids, and you got low kids. We cannot separate these kids based on, okay, all them tests low, so this what it is. That don't even necessarily mean that. I'm not a good test taker. So you got to teach to everybody because if you teaching to these down here, those up here is going to fall because everything you saying is redundant. They're not being challenged. They're not being taught. It's a whole thing with this. It's just
Do you think it's a difference with inner city schools as opposed to
absolutely,
suburban schools?
absolutely. I taught I taught out in Oakland. Um, I subbed there, and their curriculum and the technology and all of the things that they had is crazy. You remember, sidebar for a second. Remember, I used to say we used to. I told the kids when I was coming up, I used to steal books, school books and stuff because we didn't have enough books. So I would steal books so that I can do my work. We literally had to steal books.
You
Like
shouldn't have to. You must was one of the kids that wasn't able to get a book signed home to go
I
home.
was. We didn't
So
have
why were you
enough.
stealing books? Oh,
We
they
didn't
didn't
have
have enough.
enough. We didn't
Oh,
have enough
really?
books.
Oh
No.
man.
You don't remember? We didn't have enough books.
I
So that
remember
was
that
me.
being a thing, but I never
You
encountered that.
never experienced it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to go in people's lockers and steal their books. That's what I'm saying. I am the best candidate to be in here trying to teach your child. Because I was telling them, I said, when I was coming up, we didn't have enough books. I used to have to steal books so that I could do my work. Whereas now, you guys have the books and you can't read them. How that work? I think that's on purpose. So when you say, is it different from teaching in urban schools and suburban schools? Absolutely. They have access, they have resources, they have any and everything that you can think of. They have funding, they have certifications, they have those. Because other than that, you would be down in a board meeting. Okay? You'll be down at City Hall. So it's a lot of lack of representation.
Back to
So
that.
I'm so that's why I'm here to represent for the babies. And I can meet you on any level you want me to meet you at. I just don't want to go down to the floor with you. I'm not gonna go there with you. But any other level I'll take it there with you. And that's why they need to be in their kids' studies. Sometimes you gotta make those hard shifts. I did it. I said, forget my job. I need to be figuring out what I'm doing. My daughter was going on to her school so much so that I went back to school, changed my whole outlook on what I was doing because I knew, hey, okay, the ball getting dropped right here with my baby. My son is going to be coming into school. What's going to happen here? Oh, I need to know this. Oh, I need to go back and figure it out. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? I need to go learn this. And that's what I did, and I think some parents need to do that as well. And they need to advocate for their kids because their kids can't do it for themselves. But they know every little Dirk song, they know every slime, they know every gang sign. They want to be Bloods, Crips, all of this stuff, and it's okay.
So when you talk to them about that, what do they say to you?
They look at me like I'm crazy. I talked to them. I told them about how when I was going to Cody, how I dropped out of school because we have social emotional learning. Everybody's supposed to do SEL. I don't know if they're doing it,
What's
but when I got
SEL?
social emotional learning,
Okay.
so I do that the first 15 minutes of class, and we supposed to teach them different things. And I was trying to teach them about a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. And when I started talking to them textbook, they didn't care nothing about it. So I have to meet them where they at. Okay, y'all want to talk about crime and violence? Okay, now let me give it to you. I was telling them about how I was in 12th grade. My school shut down, reference shut down, Millennium shut down. I couldn't go to Cooley. I couldn't go to West Side all the way down on them street numbers. I wasn't going there. I went to Cody. I didn't want to go to Cody. Why didn't I want to go to Cody? Because people don't forget about the past, about things that you used to do when you were younger. So here it is. I have been out of this neighborhood for so long. When I was going to Cody, people wouldn't let go that I probably didn't fought them. I didn't beat them up or something like that, or something didn't happen. I don't have no business over here in this area at this time, and especially here I am out in Winter Redford. This is considered Brightmoor gang area. This over here is considered Joy Road gang area, and here it is, Maya from the block. And now I'm over here with the same kids I went to elementary and middle school with. They don't understand I'm a whole different person because y'all haven't seen me since fifth grade. You know, some of you haven't seen me since fifth grade. Some of you might have seen me in middle school, but you ain't seen me since you haven't seen me. And I got over here and they wanted to jump me into a game. I tell them, you think you hard and you think you tough? Wait till you got 30 people at a bus stop waiting for you to get off the bus to jump you into a game. Are you going to get off the bus or are you going to keep on going? They start telling me, oh, I'm getting off. I'm getting off. I said, no, you're not. I said, because I didn't. I kept on going. I kept on going to Fairlane. I said, but you know what? I wanted my education so bad. I said, okay, I can't go to day school. I'm going to go to night school. Okay, night school didn't work out for me. I ended up going to an alternative school. I told them about how I went to an alternative school, and I was telling them about I get not having it, not being able to afford it. My mama couldn't afford senior dues for me. She couldn't afford for me to go to prom. I wasn't finna ask her. I got what I needed to go, and I went straight to college. I didn't worry about nothing. She wanted me to have a diploma. I told her she wanted me to have it. She needed to pay for it. She couldn't pay for me to do nothing else. I said so. I kept on going on what I needed to do. So the point I be trying to make them understand: it don't matter where you start. It don't matter where you come from. If you want better for yourself, then you will do better for yourself. Because if I can make it out of all of these bad situations, and I've been put in so many horrible situations, so can you. And it seemed like when I talk to them and I tell them stuff like that, then they get it. But why am I telling your 11 and 12 and 13-year-old kids this?
One reason why you telling them this is because you remember over the summertime, unfortunately, that young man was found in the cemetery,
Mm-hmm.
passed away, and just so happened he was a student at your school.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, because that is the type of thing that can happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, when you
Yeah.
go down the wrong path, when you hang out around the wrong people, unfortunately, you have two options: death or jail. You don't want those two. The two negative options, I shall say.
Yeah, and they're getting younger and younger. This was something you didn't have to worry about until you got to high school. This is happening as soon as you enter middle school. It's like you're being inducted into bullcrap. I couldn't teach high school. I wouldn't teach high school. That's one grade I would. That's something I wouldn't. I couldn't do because I see what's happening here. So if you don't catch them right here, right now, they're gonna be gone. Because I already knew my mindset. Because I have a growth mindset, not a fixed one. I knew by the time I was 14 that life was gonna be difficult. I had some obstacles I was going to have to overcome, but I know that I wanted more for myself, and I still want more for myself. I'm still striving for that, but I knew it was going to be difficult. And these kids are already seeing struggle by the time they hit middle school. And if I had someone that could steer my path and guide me in those most pivotal times of my life, maybe things would have changed and worked a little differently. But I can sympathize with these kids a little bit more because my life wasn't as hard as theirs. And I think it was pretty tough. And I'm telling you right now, we will be silver spoons. Seriously. Compared to these kids, and you know that's not the case.
And we were
Hmm.
accused of having a silver spoon.
I know.
But
Not
you
one.
said technically, compared to these children, we would be
Yeah,
silver spoon.
absolutely. Hmm.
And for those who do not know what silver spoon mean,
Um, Easy, everything handed to you. No, you don't understand struggle. You don't understand, like, everything is handed to you. It's like
that was
you don't.
far from the truth. But hey, if you think we had a silver spoon, okay. Okay, whatever. We're not
Okay,
gonna. No, I was poor.
that's the
No.
state of mind.
To close this out, you know, I think everyone finds it very funny and interesting that you, of all people,
I know.
is a teacher. You, of all people, is an educator.
Yeah.
What are some of the comments that people say to you? What are, because I know you've taught some of your old classmates' children.
Yes.
What is that reaction like? Especially because they know what type of person or what type of student you were. And now look at you.
Honestly, when I run into my classmates, because it never done. They always said when I see them in a conference, like, I seen your name here, but I didn't think this was you. And I'm like, yeah, it's me. And then so right after they block me on Facebook, so once they block me, and then I see them in the meetings, it's like
Why do you
they're
think that
very.
is so?
I don't know. I don't. I think they probably think I've changed. I have, but I'm still the same person, right? So they come
They
in there
block
and
you
they.
on Facebook immediately.
Yeah, they block me. And like if I see them out and about, they be running the opposite direction. Like, please don't say nothing to me. And I'm like, dang. But when they get in my face, oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. I can't believe it. And then they'll look at their child and be like, listen, you are in front of an educator. They are very smart. I know you did that. I know. Or they get on their kid or something like that. If you be lucky if someone that I went to school with. Not all of them like that, but the ones that I went to school with, they be like, I know you did everything she said you done did. You know what I'm saying? Or they be like, I'm so proud of you. I can't believe that this is what you wanted to make out of yourself. Or then sometimes I get backhanded compliments and stuff too. But for the most part it's all positivity. And they can't believe it. They're more so shocked. Cause then when I start talking, they be like, and I'm like, yes,
It's
I can turn
me.
it on and turn it off.
Okay.
It's me. But I get a lot of more love than hate. And that makes me feel good too. I just don't know why they block me and they be running from me in the store. Like, I still go to the same places. I haven't changed. I'm still Maya.
Maya.
I just I don't know. They think I'm like, I don't know what they think. I'm not judging. It's actually good. I see you, and this is what you created. Oh wow, wonderful. Get on them.
Yeah.
Heads in books.
Yeah. Any
So,
final words, Miss Maya? Miss Reese, as we
Miss
would call
Reese.
you.
Um, yes, the final word is I have Jews by Judah. It started off as a healing.
Hold up, wait a
Um,
minute. We ain't say all that promoting your. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I was about to say what this is not that. I'm saying it started off as a healing journey. I started off with Jews by Judah, and I started because my parents were in a lot of pain, and I started messing around with all these different herbs, and I started doing a lot of praying and a lot of meditating and doing a whole lot of things and working on myself. And I came up with Jews by Judah, and I started my whole line with that during the pandemic. And after being an educator, I no longer do that no more. And now I found purpose in Jews by Judah by now offering these different services for the kids through my program. So I just want you to know, look it up and stuff. You know, you can go in there and you can reach me, and I'll give you those online tutorings and give you that extra
Oh,
support for
what's
that.
your contact information?
My number, you have to find it on the internet. I'm not gonna give it here.
Okay.
It's Juice by Judah,
Say
but
it
it's
again.
Jules by Judah, because
Jules,
you know,
Jewels, by BYJUDAH.
yes,
Uh-huh.
you know, because we are from that lineage, we are from the tribe of Judah. So I felt like it started off this way because of something amazing. And here it is. Now I'm pivoting from that and I'm going in this way. And this is how I'm giving my service back with Jews by Judah. Have a whole different meaning now. And it's my baby, my second baby. And I'm really proud about that because I'm doing a lot of good with that. And I'm trying to help y'all babies. Come on,
Hallelujah.
precious.
Hallelujah.
Come on,
Hallelujah.
precious baby.
Sister Reese. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm so proud of you. And I thank you once again for being my very first conversational guest. And I hope to have many more videos, podcasts, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what to call it yet, but I hope to have
Mhm.
many more guests and you come on anytime you want to.
Okay,
With
clock
that
it.
being said, with that being said, you all have a very, very great night.